If you want to glow up and reinvent yourself, you have to decenter from the things that has once have been. Men should not be the center of your life. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. You are not finding nothing. You're not looking for anything. You're here staying put, doing what you need to do, and you will be found. Hey babes, we're gonna get into how you can glow up and reinvent yourself for 2025, because why aren't you changing your personality at the end of every year? I feel like that's such a woman thing to do, and we're just gonna do just that. If you don't know, I'm Antonia. I'm a self-improvement content creator that focuses on women trying to better themselves and also be productive and see the fruit of that, right? Not just talk, but action. Okay, that's what I'm about. I'm gonna give you practical steps, but I'm also going to give you a little bit of a mindset shift, because practically the way that you want to enter the new year is how you think differently. How you think is how you're going to execute. So you really want to be able to ingrain certain ideologies and philosophies into yourself, so then when you make decisions, when you get into situations, be able to rethink your old ways and choose new ways. A practical step that I really like that you should do if you want to glow up is focus on a couple things at once. I learned very soon that when you focus on multiple things at one time, they don't do well. Okay, just because you got a whole lot of challenges don't mean you got nothing. And to me, there was a point in my life where I tried to add challenge after challenge after challenge, and God just told me, girl, you're doing too much. Well, he didn't say, girl, you're doing too much, but I felt like he was saying, girl, you're doing too much. And it was like my way of thinking that I was being productive, when in reality, I haven't really overcome the barrier of the challenges that I put in myself that I really wanted to do. Instead, I just tried to add on more and more on my resume, but nothing was getting done. I want you, out of these 12 months, right? You're gonna have 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months. You're gonna have 4 quarters, technically. In those 3 months, you're gonna focus on 3 self-care things. And as a woman, you're going to elevate them as much as possible. And those categories are hair, skin, body, makeup, diet, and clothes. These are the areas of your life that you either feel very confident in, that the way that you perceive yourself to the world. And something for women that we like to do is we do like to be perceived great. Not just because of really external attention of what they say, but what I can say about myself, and that the way that I carry myself is how I characterize myself. Those are the categories that we focus more on. So I want you to choose 3 of those. 3 of those in the beginning of the year. What am I going to put my hardest work into, put my conscious mind to, and actually improve? If I choose to do clothes, that comes with a bunch of other things under it, right? That's money, that's budgeting, that's finding the right stores, that's finding your style, what looks good on you, what doesn't, what color looks good on you, what style looks good on you. There's so much things encompasses it in just one category that you can't focus on everything at once. So that's why you pick 3, you go hard on those 3. And then you can be able to take those out once you feel like you kind of mastered it to a degree. For me personally, my makeup is something I really wanted to do. I was able to now get the concept of makeup. Like, now I understood it, and now I can really learn as I go about life. I'm not at a really real beginner stage where I don't know where this goes. I don't know where this goes. It's more about just perfecting my technique. I can focus that mental energy on something I want to improve upon. Another part of glowing up and reinventing yourself is about sustaining and maintaining. I don't care if you do it 1 day a week. I don't care if you do it 2 days a week. I need you to maintain and sustain. If you are just a one-time pop star, what's that thing called? One hit wonder. If you're just a one hit wonder, I don't care. That brings no fruition to me. That doesn't show me who you are. That doesn't show anyone who you actually are. It's only when you do things consistently that you can prove yourself of what you say you are and what you do, right? You have to be able to back it up by evidence, and that's by what you consistently do. So you have to learn how to maintain, you gotta learn how to sustain, and that goes with understanding who you are and what you do best. For me personally, I know that when I rot in bed, I can't rot in bed. I'm just one of those people, I can't really rot in bed and do work, really cannot. I have to force myself to get up kind of thing, and if I don't force myself to get up, I promise you I'm done for the whole day. So just knowing that little thing about myself, I'm able to kind of target the areas where I really lack and build a strategy around it, and you have to do the same if you want to implement those habits. Decenter. You have to decenter the things around you that are not your primal focus, okay? If you want to glow up and reinvent yourself, you have to decenter from the things that has once have been your center of your life, which shouldn't be. Men should not be the center of your life. It's he who finds a wife finds a good thing. You are not finding nothing. You're not looking for anything. You're here staying put, doing what you need to do, and you will be found. Think of yourself like this. You have like a bubble right here, right? A little bubble, a little circle, and it's you in the middle, right? You want to think yourself as a bubble, walking in a bubble around life, and then things are trying to poke poke the bubble, rather than you already having those items in there. Like, things are already in the bubble with you. You're crowded, you're trying to get out the bubble, it's trying to poke the bubble out. You know what I'm saying? You want to protect yourself. You want to be someone who doesn't encapsulate everything that's around them, but instead is able to walk away from it. Let the bubble protect them from the outside environment instead of allowing those things in. And decentering also has to do with how conscious are you when it comes to things developing in your brain. I know for me, I'm a little delulu. If I want to glow up, I can't be delulu. Like, I can't be like, I already know that. So I have to really consciously tell myself and override the thoughts that I'm thinking and be like, no, you know, I'm not even gonna think like that, because there's no point. There's no point in thinking like that. This is what I need to focus on. And you decenter it. Consciously bring your attention back to what you need to be focusing on. I say this all the time, but I see it all the time in Atomic Habits, in literally every self-improvement video. But it's basically identifying with your goals. You want to identify as the person that is doing the things that you want to get done, instead of just focusing on what is being done. You don't want to be a person that just does this, but you want to be a person that does these type of things, right? If I look at my friend and she's like this go-getter daredevil girl, and she's like, oh, I went skydiving, that's not surprising to me. You know, I'm like, oh shoot, how was it? But if I go to this girl and she's like shy and she's like, oh, I did a concert in front of 20 million people, I'm maybe like, girl, when did you develop that skill? It doesn't line up. You want to identify as the person that does the things that you want to accomplish. So that also changes what you're doing. If you want to do content, you're a content creator, cool. Encapsulate that you have a responsibility for now that you have identified with this thing. Go to the fundamentals. I can't be so for real about this. You have to go to the fundamentals. Don't listen to every single guru person, because I'm not a guru, but I'm just someone who's learning how to live my life appropriately and productively. There's a bunch of people that say you have to do this on top of it, do this on top of it. Okay, girl, you work up to it. If you can't get out of bed in the morning, I don't expect you to be doing an intense Pilates workout with the reformer. We have to work up to it. We have to work up to these things that I want you to get to. And really that's like about 1% growth each day. But I need you to focus on what it takes for you to get out of bed in the morning. What does it take for you when you go to sleep before you wake up? Are you setting yourself up for success? Are you taking care of yourself in your daily necessities when you wake up? Those types of things really matter, because if you cannot handle the small things, you cannot handle the big things. Same way how God treats us. He's not going to give you big old blessings and a big old business and a big old money if you can't handle by that little money or that little business or that little challenge or that little thing. Like, no, girl, like, you have to sustain and work on the little things first, and you will get brought into the bigger things. And it'll be easier because you can transition better, because you learn from the little things and now you can actually develop the skills for the bigger things. So think of it like that. Focus on your fundamentals. It's never too late to go back to the fundamentals. We all are human. It's always necessary that you go back to the fundamentals if you want to improve. Lastly, which I feel like the most important mindset shift that you need, is living for God. And I say this to say that there is a point in time where we like to live for freedom. Same way how we want to reinvent ourselves, and I want to be financially free. I want to be living a free life with no external factors holding me back. Realistically, I want you to be fulfilled. I don't want you to seek freedom. I want you to seek fulfillment. I learned this from this webinar I was in. I thought the idea of it was so cool and just so realistic to any portion of our life. And I say that to say, if you live for God and God tells you the assignment that you need to do, the person that he made you and created you to be, to carry this out, because he wants you to be your highest self. Technically, he wants to prepare you for the bigger things. He wants the best for you. So get out of that context, get out of that social media and that rich and that flowers and, you know, all that stuff that everyone tries to glamorize. If you live a fulfilled life, you will do the fulfilling things. And not only that, you'll be able to do what you want to do. You'll feel good while doing it. Freedom is not always freedom. Okay, freedom, if you always seek freedom, you're gonna get too free, and then you're gonna be outside the parameters, and then you're going to fall off a cliff. You know what I'm saying? There's reasons why there's fence on a cliff so you don't fall off. There's reasons why there's fences on a bridge and all that stuff. You just stick to the parameters, because being free is not always a good thing. So really seek to live fulfillment in your daily life rather than just being free. And glowing up and reinventing yourself is a very big portion of that, because it's glamorized as something that's so free, when in reality, it's supposed to be fulfilling. It's supposed to be a fulfilling, consistent lifestyle that makes you happy and that makes you do the things that you want to do. So I really hope that helps, guys. Let me know if you guys want anything more, and I hope you guys have a blessed day. Bye, babes.